In this video, we are going back over what is happening in pre-season, as we go over some assets from the likes of Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Man United and Wolves. Who is looking good in pre-season and could make it into our FPL starting 11s? All of that coming up next. What the flock is going on, and welcome to FPL Today YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me as we go over some more of the pre-season that may influence how we pick our starting 11s and our squads for the Fantasy Premier League season 2022-23. So if you are looking forward to the beginning of the season and want to stay up to date with content that is going to help you win your mini leagues, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're updated when my videos go live, and have a discussion down in the comments down below about what you have seen over this pre-season. And we are starting off with Aston Villa, and Aston Villa have looked decent over pre-season, but one man has stood head and shoulders above the rest. Now, slight mention of Archer here, who has scored 2 goals so far this season, and Watkins also has 1 goal and 1 assist. But so far, Aston Villa this pre-season have managed to win every game apart from one against Manchester United, where they did still score 2 goals, and Bailey scored and assisted in that game against Manchester United, putting his tally up to 2 goals and 2 assists so far this season from 135 minutes. And this guy comes in at only 5 million, so if he can somehow carry that form from pre-season into the Premier League season, with Aston Villa's start to the season fixture-wise, I think he could be an absolute bargain and potentially a must-have player in your team when it comes to game week 1. Next up, we have Crystal Palace, and I'm happy to say this because if any of you ever heard me on the Fantasy Football Surgery podcast, or the FPL Surgery podcast now, you would know that I was very fond at that time when I was appearing on that podcast of Wilfried Zaha, because I always seem to bring him in at just the right time, which is always amazing as a Fantasy Premier League manager. But this pre-season so far, Palace have played a lot of games, and they have split their side into 2 squads at times, which has made it a little bit harder to figure out who is actually in the starting 11. However, Wilfried Zaha has 4 goals and 3 assists so far in the pre-season with 124 minutes played. That's an incredible return, but there are some other shout-outs we have to think about as well, as Benteke has 2 goals and 3 assists, Mateta has 2 goals, Eze has 2 goals, Edouard has 2 assists, Ayew has 1 goal, 1 assist, and Milivojevic has 2 assists as well. So lots of people getting involved in Crystal Palace's pre-season as far as attacking returns goes. Clean sheets have been absolutely nowhere for Crystal Palace, though, if you have been thinking about their defence. But they've definitely been putting the ball into the back of the net. Their most recent game against Queen's Park Rangers, where Eze scored 1 and Zaha scored 2. Palace's run of fixtures aren't as good as Aston Villa's, but Zaha is a player that, when he is on form, he can be absolutely explosive in the Premier League at 7 million. We move on to Leicester, and to be fair, at one point I was worried I was never going to make a video about Leicester options off of their pre-season performances, because they lost their first game to Notts County 2-1. Barnes got the goal, Daka got the assist. Then they went and drew against OH Leuven, who are a Belgian side, 3-3. Again, Daka getting a goal, Maddison with an assist, Vardy goal as well. But then it got a little bit better as they beat Hull 4-0. So that's a clean sheet in the bag, with the likes of Daka, Barnes, Fofana and Maddison getting involved in the goals. They beat Preston North End 2-1, and they beat Derby County most recently 3-1. So they're starting to get the wins. They're starting to rack up the attacking returns, and Daka has 3 goals and 1 assist. Dewsbury Hall also at 1 goal and 3 assists so far. He could be a nice cheap budget enabler midfielder for you guys. The likes of Barnes and Maddison making it hard to pick between them. 3 goals for Barnes, 1 goal for Maddison, but with 2 assists. And even Vardy, 2 goals, and Tielemans, 2 assists. I think there's definitely some options in that Leicester side if they can continue that form and beat Sevilla on July 31st. That would be a real show of what they could be offering this season. Next up, we have Liverpool, and to be honest, they've only had 1 game since I last talked about them, to be fair. But Liverpool have had a massive attacking return in that game. It was 5-0 against Red Bull Leipzig, and Salah did score, with Firmino getting the assist for him. But then Darwin Núñez came off of the bench for half-time, I believe, and managed to get 4 goals, one being from a Diaz assist, one being from a Trent Alexander-Arnold assist, and one being from an Elliott assist, and then Carvalho, the last one to assist him. So 4 goals now in pre-season for Darwin Núñez, and he had none before that game against Red Bull Leipzig. Red Bull Salzburg is the next game that they're going to play on July 27th, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in that game. But Núñez, Salah, Alexander-Arnold and Elliott all with more than 2 attacking returns so far this pre-season for Liverpool. Next up, and I probably could have talked about this team last time I did a pre-season video, but we're going to talk about them now. They are Man United, and Martial has got 3 goals, 1 assist. Now, did I think I'll be ever recommending Martial as a player ever again? To be fair, I don't think I was ever seeing that happen. But 3 goals, 1 assist is a fantastic return from 155 minutes, and he's 7 million. Now, there are other options to consider at Manchester United as well. You have the likes of Sancho, who's got 3 goals, and Rashford with 2 goals, 1 assist. So maybe Ten Hag is turning that team around, and we're going to get some good assets that used to be good before in the FPL, and they're returning to that kind of form. Rashford at times was an amazing player to own back in the day, and Martial showed some great promise when he first came to Man United. So maybe he's getting the best out of some of these players. Their latest game was against Aston Villa. It was a 2-2 draw. Sancho with a goal with Shaw assisting him, and an own goal from a Rashford assist. But Martial has been on fire apart from that game, having scored in all 3 other games that he's played in. We are back discussing Spurs, and to be fair, last time we did Spurs, I was saying Harry Kane and Heung-min Son are not making it easy to pick between the two, and they're still not doing it. They have now played at Rangers. That's an additional game to when I last spoke about them, and guess what happened? Kane scored 2, both assisted by Son. So that Kane-Son partnership is still doing absolute bits in pre-season, and probably is going to do bits in the Premier League season this year. So 5 goals, 1 assist, 2 goals, 4 assists. I don't know the points difference off the top of my head, but it's making it very difficult to pick between the two. You haven't really got much from anyone else, though. So I'd have liked to have seen something from Perisic in that Rangers game, and we're still waiting for that in an attacking return. But Harry Kane and Son making sure we don't forget how good attacking assets that they are. And finally, we talk about Wolves, and I believe in my draft video on Monday, I spoke about not potentially wanting Neto anymore, and I'd gone off the boil on him a little bit. But Wolves have played a lot of pre-season games, and Neto has got 3 goals and 1 assist, as does the guy on the screen, Daniel Podence, who was another player I liked the look of a few seasons ago, or maybe it was the beginning of last season. Both of them getting great returns so far, both at 5.5 million, great price for our budgets. You've also got the likes of Raul Jimenez, 2 goals, and Gibbs White, 1 goal, 1 assist, could also be an option. So Wolves actually showing some good form over pre-season. They have won the last 2 games of pre-season against Villarreal B, Besiktas. They did lose to Levante, but they have also beaten Alves, Burnley and Forest Green Rovers, with lots of players actually getting involved in the goals. You've got some for Traore there, back in the side, Chiquinho. You also have Johnny getting an assist and Kilman getting a goal. So loads of people getting involved in the attacking returns, with a few clean sheets in there, 3 in total. So their next game against Sporting Lisbon will be very interesting. And maybe Wolves are offering that cheap budget midfielder for your FPL sides. And guys, that is it for this video. So if you have enjoyed this pre-season recap, then please do hit that like button. It really does help the channel out. And also do check out Fantasy Football Hub if you want access to a site with OPTA stats, fixture tickers, and articles from some of the best fantasy football managers in the world. If you want all of that, and you want to support the channel, please do check out that link. It really does help out. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.